Hi everyone, I was lucky enough to be given this box of postcards, Millie Marotta's Tropical Wonderland 50 colouring in postcards as a Christmas gift from my sister. So I haven't looked at many of them, only the first couple, so I thought I would have a look with you on camera. So have a look at the back. Excuse me, it says 50 unique colouring in postcards to send or keep. Personalise these beautiful illustrations and create a tropical wonderland of your own, from leopards to lemurs, parrots to pineapples, monkeys to moths. The tropical wonderland of plants and animals is waiting to be brought to colourful life. All you need are pens, pencils and a bit of imagination. A little bit about Millie Marotta, I won't read anymore. Now I don't know, sorry my light's shining on this lovely gold. I don't know if this is a book of Millie's. I'm not massively up on what her books are. So I'm assuming they might be from a book. I'm just going to grab something. Bear with me, I'm still in the room. I'm just wandering off slightly to get a set of envelopes. These are standard envelopes and they look like they would be just the right size for the postcards to fit in. I'm just trying to give you an idea of size because I don't actually have, yeah, they're exactly right. I don't actually have a ruler. So these are the ones UK size where you have an A4 piece of paper and you fold it into 4. Sorry, it's my local stationery shop. Right, so they are a quarter A4 size, which is useful, so they fit in an envelope, because I never mail a coloured postcard without putting it in an envelope. I'm just going to show you the back. It is very plain. We've just got a little copyright there and nothing else. So it means normally with a postcard you'll have it split and you put the address on one side. But what it means is that if you are putting it in an envelope, you've got all that space to write if you want to. They're fairly thick. Obviously a card. They're thicker than paper. They're not as stiff as some, but they're pretty good. And what I'm just going to do is get them all out of the little box and then we'll go through the pile. I think that will be slightly easier. Let's come in a little bit closer. So this first one is just better in the middle because it's more in focus. So we've got a pineapple on this one. Now this one just looks like a floral design. I'm actually not sure which way up it's going to go. The pineapple has the, I think it's that way up actually, but I'm not, perhaps it doesn't matter. And this one, look, it looks like a toucan to me. Now in Millie Marotta's normal style with lots of flowers and things within the bird, so you can either choose to colour all those in, or ignore those and just colour the bird in a normal colour. Here we have more sort of florals. These look like underwater plants. An owl. I don't think of owls as tropical, but maybe they are. Quite thick, these. Excuse me. Now this wasn't shrink wrapped when I got it, which may possibly mean they aren't all here. I hope they are, but we won't know for sure. So parrots, unless I actually count them. This is quite a nice one with the tiger, I'm guessing. I'm sure I've coloured a tiger. Maybe it's in Wildlife Wonders. Here we have a bit of a tropical plant that's rather pretty. And a bird. Obviously we don't know what they are, but what Millie often does on her website is she lists all the creatures in her books or plants, so you can look them up. Sometimes they're in the back, sometimes they're on her website. I don't know if she's done it for these or not, so we'll have to see. But you can just make it up. I've done this bird as well in Wildlife Wonders, and it's a really pretty nest to colour in. That's a spoonbill. I do love them. They're so cute. We have more flowers. I like, there's lots of flower ones, which is nice. Even more. Oh, fish. Now we've got, they're all facing different directions. So we've got this one facing this way, and this one, but that one is going up that way, which is interesting. more florals. I'm pretty sure that one must go that way. And that looks like an ibis or a stork or a crane. But it could be something completely different. We have a bit of a peacock. And I'm thinking some sort of monkey-ish type. But look at this beard. Is that a maracate? Oh, no, don't know. I've done this one too. It might be in Secrets of the Seas. I don't know. Maybe not. I think that might be a bit modern because these are 2015. There we have butterfly or moth. This one looks cute. I find the eyes are a bit scary like that, but of course you fill that in with a black. Look at that little bug. What have we got here? This looks like some sort of baboon, maybe? That one's really fine, isn't it? I think I wouldn't colour that. I might either send it uncoloured or sort of colour it in sections, something like that. This one's really lovely. I think that looks a bit like a crane with the whatever that's called on the top of its head. Is that way? Don't know. A very small, fine, detailed butterfly. Again, you could just ignore the patterning. Another floral. This nice symmetrical pattern. Feathers. I think I've done a feathers one of hers. But always up for feathers. I do like colouring those. I've just finished a page of feathers and Small Victories by Johanna Basford. More florals. Oh, a turtle. Look at him. He is adorable. I'm going to colour him. I've decided we're going to colour one, you see. I'm going to do the turtle. Bugs. Mushrooms. I'm not sure how tropical are mushrooms. Oh, this one looks like a crane. Oh, this is a moth or something there. Oh, it's a bit more of the peacock. That would be pretty, wouldn't it? It's sort of golds and the blues and greens. Oh, I've coloured this one, have I, in the in Wildlife Wonders. It's cutie. Oh, look at these frogs. Or toads, maybe. And we have, I don't know what that is. Another floral. You seem to sort of almost have half florals, half animals. I'm going to count in a minute. I'm going to turn it off in a minute when I finish flipping through. That's some jellyfish. And count how many animals and how many florals. Nice fish. It's the elephant. But look at the detail in that. Wow. Oh, I have fun with that one, but not today. And then a couple of parrots. This one looks more like a dragonfly. What's this one? This is just a lily pond. I don't know what that is. Is it just a lily pad? Maybe. It's a very cute little bird there. I have a crab. And a butterfly or moth. There we go. I'm just going to count them and I'll come back to you. Well, I was quite wrong. We have only 14 that are just plants and flowers. We have 35 that are animals, and then one which is feathers, which I didn't know whether it was really plants or animals. So we'd have 50, but many more animals than plants. Okay, I'm going to put those back into the box. But we are going to colour this one, as I hinted at earlier. Now I have my, there we go, Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils to do these. I haven't used them for a while. I've just been using polychromos a lot lately, just because when I was unwell I didn't have the energy to keep getting up and choosing different pencils all the time, so I just used the same ones, and I've just got into the habit of using them, so I think it's nice to use something different. I'm going to start with the body part, not the shell, okay, and I'm going to use the olive. I think it's quite a nice colour. And we've got all this intricate detail, but I'm just going to colour the whole thing in a lightish layer of olive. Now I'm not leaning on anything, which is probably not very sensible. I might just grab something to lean on. I've got a book here. This is a Johanna Basford planner that I finished. I've just turned to the notes page. Put it on there. Excuse me, I'm still trying to shift this cough. Now I'm actually, in case you think, oh, you've been ill for so long, I haven't really. It's not even Christmas yet, and I'm filming this because I was given it early before Christmas. So I'm filming in advance so that I can have a little bit time off from filming when I've got Christmassy things to do. So that was the plan, to get a bit ahead, and I thought I would show you this one because I wanted to have a look at it. And yeah, so yeah, as I say, this wasn't shrink wrapped. The reason I was thinking they might not all be there was because it may have been bought second hand because it wasn't shrink wrapped, but it doesn't matter. I don't mind at all. I don't mind. But it's, I was just checking because I thought I wanted to check for you, because in case there was any missing, you might think, if you've got them, you might think, well, where's that one? Or if you're thinking of buying them, you might be like, well, there isn't a X animal, so, you know, you might have to go and find what the other one is, but they're all there, so that's good. Now I'm trying to leave the eye, so I'll be doing that in black. Now I'm finding these pencils, I'm having to work quite hard to get them down on this paper. Don't usually with a Caran d'Ache, so I think you'll want to use a vibrant pencil, which these are. I think if you're using a hard pencil, it might be quite tricky to get it looking vibrant enough. Now my plan with this is to grab a darker pencil and do some shaping on these green bits, and then get another colour and do maybe these lines and outlines and things. But I just wanted to get down a sort of base colour to start with. It might be that I could do with my pencil being a bit sharper, but I think it's okay, especially for a base colour where it doesn't need to be really vibrant, because we're going to be putting colours over the top of a lot of it. So that is my base. I might go over it again in a minute, I'll see. So I'm going to use the olive grey colour, which I am just going to sharpen to do a bit of edge. I'll show you. So here it is, olive grey. So it's a bit of a darker shade, and I'm going to go, I'm thinking if I do a little bit around the edge, it will look a bit more rounded, less flat. And some people always do this and go all the way around the edge of everything in a slightly darker shade, which can look really pretty. I'm aware I've got a lot of shadow going on. I have got my lamp on. It's quite dark outside today though. I'm not really sure what's going on with the weather. It's very windy. It reminds me I need to go and get the bins in. That's such an exciting thing to tell you. It's a rubbish day and the bins have been emptied and the rubbish is blowing around all over the place, where the people who collected the rubbish, just if bits fall out of the bins as they're doing it, just leave it on the floor and it blows around, which is lovely. And I must go and attend to that. But let's colour Mr. Turtle. Do you think he's a turtle? I think he is. Look at this. This is the giveaway. Or a terrapin, maybe? Because tortoises don't quite have this big, I don't think. I don't know for sure. I'm not an expert on these matters. I'm going to go back to the olive and just tidy up the each section a little bit. I'm going to sharpen it. I think that's going to make a difference. And then just make sure it all looks quite neat. And sort of slowly fade to the centre, I think. As I said, some people do. I think I'm going to do it too. Had a lovely time this morning. Went to a local farm shop and had breakfast. Well, I just had coffee. Husband had breakfast. It was all looking so pretty and festive. The place where you went to eat had loads of Christmas trees. They weren't decorated because they sell Christmas trees, so I guess they're going to sell them eventually. And sort of candle table decorations, which I think are also for sale. And cyclamens and things on the tables, a big open fire, and it was actually just a sort of fancy yurt. Well, it wasn't quite a yurt. It had a tent roof, but it had wooden panel walls with windows and things. But it was just delightful. And then wandering around the shop, looking at all the Christmas goodies. I didn't buy very much, but it was just lovely. Right. Now I want a much darker colour to do the detail. I'm thinking of maybe the olive black, but I think it might be a little bit not dark enough. We don't really have a much darker colour. So maybe we will use the olive black. Just realised I've got 2 olive greys. For some reason I always thought I had 2 moss greens, but I don't know. So olive black. And I need it sharp. I can't decide whether to do the outline in this or the inner bits, and I think I'm going to do the inner bits and just go around the edge and fade towards the centre of each of these little tiny sections. If this is too fiddly, it's not necessary. I mean, I'm assuming most people aren't colouring along because probably won't have this pictorial card, but if you've got the picture in a Millie Marotta book, you could colour along. Or if you're doing any Millie picture, you know, you can just ignore all these little bits, or just go around the outline of them in a pen, you could use a glitter pen or just a normal pen. You know, it depends how realistic you want to go. I mean, obviously animals don't have glitter, but it can look pretty. I'm in a festive mood, so I'm thinking glitter. I just ordered myself some new glitter pens because just the plain ones, because I've used so much lately. I think I'm going to run out soon. It's nice though, isn't it? Lots of glitter. And I'm just going all the way round. And then hopefully you'll be able to see, you get a sort of more of a textured effect on the skin. I don't think it's particularly realistic because I think they tend to have wrinkles rather than sections, but it's more interesting to colour, I think. I'm just going to go all the way up this side, I think. They get quite small on here. That's okay. Yeah, it's odd because I'm sort of wanting to talk about how I'm looking forward to Christmas, but you would already had it by the time you see this video. But I am. But I'm rather pleased it's not going too fast. I always find that the anticipation is the best bit, and so if it goes too quickly, then I feel it's all disappeared in a flash before I'm ready. But it's okay. It's not going too fast this time. But I know my children don't want it to go too fast either, because they've got work due in after. They need the time to do it. They're working hard. Poor things. I felt really guilty going out for breakfast and leaving them behind working, but I had to remind myself that when they were small and they were on school holidays, I would often be working and they wouldn't be, so, you know, they're adults now. And I'm not doing nothing, you know, there's plenty to do in the house, gifts to buy, wrap, cleaning to do, all that sort of stuff, so it has to be done. Excuse me. This cough, I wanted to do one, it's so annoying. Anyway, yeah, father-in-law has got the old COVID now. He's feeling a bit miserable because he thinks he might not be able to see anyone for Christmas. He's had to cancel various plans that he had. He's got a companion, and they both have their own separate houses, but spend most of 80% of their time living together in one or the other house, and she can't see him because he's unwell, and it's just a shame. And he said he may have to cancel seeing us as well on Boxing Day, but we'll see. I suspect he's probably be better by then. But I said, I'll just go anyway, even if he's... And so, well, firstly, he might not be well enough to see us, but also it might be a different variant to the COVID that we had. It was pretty nasty. I don't want it again. I didn't know. I felt quite... I feel like I felt poorlier than I've ever felt and can ever remember, which is pretty poorly, really. This is black, and I'm just going to do the eye. There we go. Now for the shell. I usually do the shell in a brown. I'm just looking at what we've got here. I think I'm going to the Van Dyke. I'm going to use the bistre, I think, to start with. I want to do very similar to what I did with the body, so to go over the whole shell in one colour first. So the bistre is what I'm going to use first. Now there's a lot of detail going on here. I think I'm going to do this in quite a different way to how I did the body, in that I'm going to maybe just take notice of the sections rather than all these detailed lines. So again, I'm trying to get this reasonably even. It's not the end of the world if we don't. And then we'll put some detailing in. This one seems to be showing up a bit better. Maybe it was just that particular olive that wasn't very... I'm not pressing particularly hard, and we've got quite a good amount of coverage. Now, I'm thinking myself that I would normally do a bit of a background on this if it was a page in a book, but I'm not sure I'm going to bother. You know, you could do some sort of blue sea or green sea, waves, that sort of thing, but or even like a beach, like it's on a beach or something, but but I'm not going to in the mood for it today. So there is our basic colour. Now what I feel is we've got this little bit around the edge here, and then we've got this main bit. We're going to do the bit around the edge first, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure there's a bit of colour on the edge. Go around here and then just fade it towards the middle a bit. So we've got a little bit there, and then the same on this one. So I haven't changed colour, but I'm just putting down a much more intense layer of colour. pressing a lot harder. I'm not pressing mega hard, obviously I don't want to dent the paper, but when I did the first layer I was really gentle. And we'll just do this, and if we fade it towards the centre, hopefully it can make it look a little bit like it's sticking up maybe, which I think is how their backs tend to be, sort of bits sticking up here and there, like very knobbly. I think they're the same as like a giant tortoise. They have the sort of knobbly bits on their back, which always look fun. We go to sometimes go to Safari Park. Is it called? No. Yes. And they have giant tortoises, and they are so lovely. They have they're so slow. I mean, I think I'd be slow if I had that weight on my back, but and they eat, but they're even slower eating. And I think I can't decide if I love them or hate them. Sometimes I think their heads look a bit snake-like, which makes me scared. But what I really don't like about a snake is that it hasn't got any legs. And although I don't mind worms, so that doesn't make sense. But these have legs, so that's a little bit better for me. Also, fish don't have legs, and I'm okay with them. I don't know what's going on in my head. Right, so we've finished that bit, and I'm going to do this bit in a different colour. So I'm thinking not too much of a different colour. Maybe the umber is a bit darker. Yeah, that's what I think I'll do. Go a little bit darker, so put the umber. And now I'm having a look for the sections. I'm going to go for a big main section here, in there, and then filling it in. It doesn't really look that different, this colour. I think a little bit maybe, and then just fade it towards the middle by doing less layers, like that. And then here, it might be difficult for you to see the lines that I'm using as guidance. But yeah, last night we went to see some lights at a gardens near here, and it was so magical and pretty. There were a few Christmas trees and stars. It wasn't particularly Christmassy. There were a lot of fairies and unicorns and things like that, but it was just really magical and lovely. It was such fun. I've always wanted to go and do it, and really enjoyed it. I'd like to do a bigger one because it's quite a small place. It was only about, I guess you don't want a huge walk, but it was probably about half an hour or something. But there are bigger ones like at I think the Longleat does one, and Western Burt does one in the trees and things, but they're quite a long drive. This one it was supposed to be a 17-minute drive, but it's normally 10, but it's rush hour because I had looked it up on Google Maps before we left. And so it's really quite close, which makes it better, not loads of driving. Especially as you're in the dark, of course. But we got quite an early booking at 4:15 because I thought it would be a good idea to arrive when it was still dusk, and then we could see where we were and what we were doing and that sort of thing, and it worked out very well because the lights are so excuse me, so bright you can still see them even though it wasn't completely dark. And there are ponds in the place, and so in some places you can see reflections of the lights in the water, which was really lovely. I just had such a good time. I'm so grateful because husband doesn't always like going out and doing things very much. Not because he's boring or mean, just he isn't always very well, you know. And but he was happy to do it, and because it was close, he could do it. So that was really nice. And yeah, we also went to a Christmas market yesterday. It's not like the Christmas markets in Europe, which is so huge, and the ones in the bigger towns. It's just a craft market in our little marketplace, but it was just rather nice to go along. We were going to do it again today, but we went to this farm shop instead. My husband is a bit tired. He didn't sleep very well last night, so he's wasn't really up for the walk. I may pop out for a walk later, I'm not sure. Depends how long it takes me to edit this video and what else is going on. I've been doing quite a lot of different things this month, so I'm thinking when I come to do my completed pages, which isn't long now, it's very likely that there won't be that many. I have been doing a postcard a day through December for my Advent. If you've been looking on Instagram at my stories, you would have seen those, but I'm going to do a flip through of those because I will finish the whole postcard book. It's a 24 postcard book, so because I don't tend to do flip throughs of postcard books, but I'd never finished one, so I'll do that and show you all the postcards at some point. Another little video. I'm keeping them quite short. This is probably quite long compared to a lot of them, just because I know everyone's busy. YouTube gets quite quiet at this time of year because everyone's doing family things, which is good, or shopping, or watching Christmas movies, things like that. So I'm not doing quite so much content because I want to do all those things too. I've actually got a book that my parents gave me for Christmas, which again I opened early. We had our family get together on the 17th and I started reading it last night, which was a bit naughty, but it's a Christmas book and I wanted to read it before Christmas to get me in the sort of mood for Christmas. Now, there we go. There he is. Now he could be a bit neater, but I don't think he needs. Let's take him off the book. There he is. Now, as I say, I'm quite happy with him not having a background. I actually think he stands out quite well without one, and if he did have one, it might take from him. But there he is. So there is the first postcard done. Now I was thinking, there's 50. I could do one a week for the whole year and get it done, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Like I've done my one a day for December. I think I want to be a little bit more flexible in what I'm doing, but we'll see. And some of them are really teeny. I might not colour them. I might send them uncoloured because they do look rather pretty, uncoloured as well. But there we go. So there's our little turtle. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.